I think it's pretty obvious that I've discovered the epic and the rare for the fusion. But you be the judge. Either way, let me show you their kits so we can start talking about this right away. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? One of the things that is always a question when we're going to do a fusion is what are the epics and rares that we're going to be getting in order to do the fusion, because especially if you're not doing the fusion, you want to know what they are. I'm really looking forward to my video on Thowlin tomorrow, but as for today, I can show you the epic and rare that's available on the test server, and we can speculate with a high amount of certainty that these are going to be the two champions. It's not 100% confirmed. We'll see that probably tomorrow. But as for today, we can talk about it. Unfortunately for today, I can't show you Thowlin, but I can show you everybody else. Just real quick, I think this guy, Balar, is going to be insanely good. He has a high probability of being good in Chimera for this ability, increase accuracy, decrease resistance, plus he's placing poisons, the leech, and the poison sensitivity. I think that this could really be a powerful champion for Chimera and getting trials done. We also have Gracios. I don't know. This Turndrake guy, he definitely looks like a lizardman dragon. And he's got this eyeball in the middle of his chest that's just looking around. So cool. I don't know what to think about this guy yet. I mean, it's another champion with decreased defense and block buffs, and that is always a good thing. He has a nice heal on his A1 and an increased defense block damage, so this could be, maybe this could be a clan boss champion. That's a pretty cool idea. I think he could be good. Is this a Demitha replacement? Like, can we do teams just with him? We will have to see. His base speed is 99, and Demitha's base speed is 102. So I think we could just make a little bit of speed adjustments and then run him in all of the Demitha teams. But I'm not 100% sure. So that is something we would want to test. As for this video, let's talk about Gnarox Blackhorn. And, you know, he's getting himself in trouble because he can't see very well. But other than that, he looks pretty sweet. I don't think that you would skip the fusion to get this guy. But I think if you do get this guy, he is a good champion. He is going to be like an epic version of Gnarlhorn. Gnarlhorn does this provoke ability, and of course he's well known for his A1 against Phantom Shogun, and then putting the unkillable on himself. So this guy is kind of like a better version of that, unless you need that Phantom Shogun ability. He has a high chance to provoke for one turn. Can't be resisted if this champion's defense is lower than the target's, that's a super weird stipulation. And then he's got the reflect damage. Also, he does ally protection and counterattack on himself, ally protection on everybody else. And that's cool because then when he counterattacks, he puts decreased speed and slows them down. I like this, where he can keep people provoked. It's a low chance, but I do like it. And then if on our masteries, we take the Fearsome Presence, that's going to make a big difference here on his provoke abilities. So actually putting masteries on him would be very powerful. There might be some like blessings and relics that could help with his kit as well. But I think that all of this creates a decent faction war champion, especially for hard mode when we need to be provoking. And then I'm sure a lot of this other stuff would come into play as well. But I think that he is a pretty decent faction war champion, And, you know, I love me a good Morning Star, so let's get it. Now, as for our rare, another good rare for Sylvan Watchers. You can just literally beat all the content with rares on Sylvan Watchers, I think. Okay, he's got a block debuffs turn meter fill, which, like, some legendaries don't even get this good of an ability. This is an incredible ability right here. So good. Over here, we also have another hero reduction champion. That could be good for Amius, possibly. I'm not sure, but certainly it could be good for the Spirit Keep early game. And another playable Void Rare is always helpful. And then we have decreased accuracy on the A1, which I think could be helpful for building resistance champions early on. Now, neither of these champions are going to be like breaking the bank, busting your account, like, you know, but they're cool. Like, can I cosplay as this guy, please? Like, this is like literally what I want my cosplay to look like. This is what I want my garb to be. Anyway, it's super cool. So, what do you think about these two guys? Let me know in the comments below. Another thing I did want to share with you is about the oil mixer. I'm not sure other content creators have shown you where it is. So on any piece of gear, and maybe there's a quicker way to get here, I don't know. On the Ascend screen, you have the oil mixer in the lower left. And that's just like not super logical to me. I wish there was another place where it would be located. Like, I actually thought in the Forge would be a cool place for it to be. But, like, let me know, where do you think would be a better place? Because this is a lot of clicks to get to the same place every time. Now, I don't think that this oil mixer is, like, gonna be, like, a game-breaking feature for most people, but I do think endgame players really need this. We don't get as much greater oil as we need, and we get so much extra of the lesser oil, as you can see here from my account. Now, don't, like, go sell all of it. You want to leave yourself with thousands of lesser oil, so you always have that available to test things before you sell them. But, like, you know, a one-time insane millions purchase here, I don't know, I guess that could be good. But basically, you just probably are going to use it when you run out, you know? Like, let me go get, like, a little bit at a time. I mean, that's so expensive. That's crazy expensive. Will you be using this on your account? Like, just like a little investment here is 16 million. I mean, like, I have hundreds of millions of silver, so I guess it wouldn't be that bad. Because, like, this is like a one-time thing. So, let's just see. Let's do, like, 60 million, like here. So, if I do this, that'd be 60 million. Now I have 15,000, and then I could take maybe like half of that. So it'd be like 75 million silver or more if I go like this, right? Like if I keep going, maybe I'd do like 80 million silver. That's pretty insane. But then my, you know, oil is equalized. I don't know. That doesn't really seem very much worth it to me. But that is how you use the oil mixer, and that is how you access it. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on that, because, wow, that seems... I don't know about that. The conversion seems low. The silver seems high. It seems like not the best use of your resources. I do want to say, though, that, like, the Bastion looks sweet, okay? We have the, like, pillars or claws. Like, we have these features busting through the ground, and Plarium is finally figuring out how to do special events in the game. And I think that this is exactly what we've needed for years, is this type of thing. I'm very proud of Plarium for finally figuring this out. This is just the first steps. continue working on this, player. Continue improving this. Continue thinking of awesome creative things like this. I'm really pleased with it. Another really important thing is that now we have confirmation that all of the special events will go in the event group for the relics. And we did not know that for sure. I mean, maybe you thought that, but I don't know. So what I'm wondering is, are we going to... We have mythics in here. Are we going to get mythics, legendaries, as prizes in tournaments and events? If so, you should definitely push for them. Because, like, we can no longer get Cat's Gaze and Hatter's Reserve, which I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. But we also are... That's going to be the same thing here as well. I'm going to put myself on the other side, and let's talk about these event relics. The receives a 15% shatter buff, and a 30% chance to place 15% shatter buff on the wearer for 1 turn when they kill an enemy. And shatter is the one where you're ignoring their defense more, I believe. And then 4 gemstone slots is just crazy. I do not have any mythical relics myself, but I think that they're obviously very good. It starts with attack and crit damage, which is also good. And then we have the Crown of Corruption, 5% more damage, 5% speed when above 50% HP. And then below 50% HP, deals 25% less damage and loses 15% speed. So this would be great on people you're going to put in Stone Skin. This would be great on anybody who keeps himself at full health. This is the opposite of Leorius, basically. And that crit damage buff is great. The HP buff is great. Like, I think this would be good on maybe Terrace, that type of thing. And, you know, because it's doing crit damage and HP, for example. So, more than likely, we'll be getting the legendaries in the reward section. HP burn debuffs placed by the wearer deal 10% more damage to enemies with higher max HP. I don't know who this is good on. Probably just anybody with HP burn on a boss. But also, it gives that accuracy bonus, which is a nice thing to have as well. And then over here, wearer receives 1% less damage for each turn of cooldown on their skills. I just don't know how to feel about this. I do not know how to feel about this. Maybe good on somebody like Nigmothar, where you like the HP and speed, and then, you know, he cycles through all of his abilities really easily. I don't know. It's okay. I like the Skull of Treason better than the Gilded Pinion, but I'm not going to say no to a legendary relic. The epics and the rares should be pretty easy to get. When enemies steal or decrease the wearer's turn meter, the wearer instead loses 2% max HP for 1 turn meter that would have been lost or stolen, and it can kill the wearer. I think that this is a really cool ability that might find a use somewhere. I wouldn't go and sell these if you get them. The Gaze of, you know, bad words. The wearer deals 2% more damage per skill activated. Stacks up to 10% with accuracy and crit damage. Receive 1% less damage per skill not activated. By enemies under fear or true fear. Where deals 2% more damage per skill activated. So this is good on a fear or true fear champion. I would probably just use it for the accuracy bonus. But it would be good on Fabian in particular. I don't know who else it would be good on. Probably no one. But this is the type of relic that you keep every single one of because of the accuracy bonus. Now let's look at the rares. Decrease in steel turn meter effects are 15% less effective. Chicken. Where receives 1% defense for each 15% missing HP. Survivability, reasonable relic. Probably a keep, especially on attack champions that you don't want a damage relic on, or like any kind of champion that you need more survivability on, right? I think this would be great. Revivers, anyone. So what do you think of these relics? Okay, well, that'll do it for me here today. What other questions do you have? Is there something that I missed on the test server? Are you like itching to test out Mountain King and Blind Seer with this update? I know I'm super pumped to share the stuff about Fallon tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what the Fusion calendar looks like, which I assume will come out tomorrow as well. So that'll do it for me here today. Have a great day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment below, just like your daily checklist of 3 things to do on every video. Anyway, you know, whatever. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.